Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. In that spirit, let us all worship God together. Many years ago, Bob Hope was approached about starring in a movie called The Seven Little Foys. The movie was based on the real life of vaudeville star Eddie Foy. When Foy's wife died unexpectedly, he took his 7 children on the road with him and incorporated them into his act. The kids were awful, but people came to see them, and they became pretty popular on the vaudeville circuit. Well, Bob Hope really wanted the great actor James Cagney to play a role in the movie. But Cagney had just won an Oscar for his role in Yankee Doodle Dandy. He was famous. Surely he would never agree to a small role in a movie that was not assured of turning a profit. Hope was pleasantly surprised when Cagney insisted on playing that role for free. Here's the story. When Jimmy Cagney was just getting started on Broadway, Eddie Foy had often taken him home for a meal. Those free meals had kept Jimmy Cagney from starving. He wanted to play a part in this movie in order to say thank you to the man who had helped him. Whenever anyone does something kind for us, we have a need to express our gratitude. Sometimes even saying thank you seems inadequate. We need to go one step further and show our appreciation in a very concrete way. You may have heard about the anesthesiologist who was a very expert in helping women in labor. One woman was so delighted with the ease of her delivery that she told him, "I'm so happy with how well everything went that I'm going to name my son after you. By the way, what is your first name?" "Clarence," he responded. After a long pause, she said, "Do you have a middle name?" Or you may have heard about the grandmother who had all the grandkids for a visit at Thanksgiving. Clearly not this year. Before dinner, Grandma made a lengthy speech about being thankful for her extra special blessings, her 4 grandchildren. 2 seconds after she stopped speaking, pandemonium broke loose as the kids were yelling and grabbing for the homemade rolls. Grandma sat there, eyes closed, with a tight squint on her face. Asked what was the matter, she replied, "I'm just praying for a little patience to handle all these blessings." I was reading about Jean Schnell, who works on a unique crisis hotline. She's developed a number of skills that serve her well in her work on this hotline: quick thinking, a calm demeanor, a soothing voice, and a hefty dose of common sense. You see, she is the director of the Butterball Turkey's Turkey Talk Line. For years, she has been fielding calls from frantic cooks who have left the giblets in the turkey, or forgotten to defrost it, or accidentally locked the turkey in the oven and set it on the self-cleaning cycle. Throughout November and December, Jean and her team answer every conceivable question about how to cook a holiday meal to perfection. Now, not all of her calls involve inexperienced or klutzy cooks. One caller had a unique and heartwarming dilemma. A woman called to ask for some cooking advice. As she and Jean talked, the woman revealed that her home had been seriously damaged by a hurricane. As her husband tried to patch up the holes in the roof and her children cleared litter from the yard, this woman attempted to cook a turkey in her storm-battered kitchen. Jean was astonished that the woman would still put forth the effort after all the family had been through. But the woman replied that, of course, they would celebrate Thanksgiving, for they still had so much to be thankful for. They're not alone. All of us have been battered in one way or another this past year. Some give thanks only when the sun shines, but many of us are weathered Christians. Life has not always treated us gently, but even in the midst of the tempest, we can give thanks. In fact, some of us have discovered that the hard moments of life have been when God has been the most real to us. It is amazing how often in life a low moment becomes a grow moment. We thought it was the worst thing that could happen to us, but we hung in there. We fought the good fight, and we can look back, and that was a turning point in our lives, a turning point that made us what we are today. It doesn't always happen, of course, but it is more apt to happen if along the way we hold on to our faith in God. Faith helps us to get through the floodwaters until our feet touch solid ground again. Maybe you've seen this list of blessings. I am thankful for the teenager who is complaining about doing the dishes because that means she is at home and not out on the street. For the taxes that I pay because it means that I'm employed. For the clothes that fit a little too snug because it means I have enough to eat. For a lawn that needs mowing, windows that need cleaning, and gutters that need fixing because it means I have a home. For all the complaining I hear about the government because it means we have the freedom of speech. For the parking spot I find at the far end of the parking lot because it means I am capable of walking and that I have been blessed with transportation. For my huge heating bill because it means that I am warm. For the woman behind me in church who sings off key because it means that I can hear. For the pile of laundry and ironing because it means I have clothes to wear. For weariness and aching muscles at the end of the day because it means that I have been productive. For the alarm that goes off in the early morning hours because it means that I am alive. And finally, I am thankful for Jesus, who taught us that we have a loving Heavenly Father who is mindful of our every need and who will see us through every dark hour. Will see us through every dark hour. It is in His name that we give our thanks. Thanks be to God.